Hi Aries, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your April 2021 money and career reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading and clear the energy space, once a reminder not to be scammed by anybody in the comment box pretending to be me offering you a reading. This person is not me. They are a scammer. Do not be scammed. I will not be soliciting you for anything. With that said, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. All right. Let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Aries, April 1st to the 15th, 2021. No, Aries, money and career. There we go. Aries, money and career for April 2021. Aries, money and career for April 2021. Aries, money and career for April 2021. Aries, Aries, money and career. Aries, April 2021. Aries, money and career. Aries, April 2021. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Oh, goodness. There are two here. There we go. And show me clearly. Fantastic. It's a great place to start. If we need more clarification, we'll come in with more cards, of course. And let's look at the people we need to be mindful of during this time. Who are the people that Aries needs to be mindful of for money and career for April 2021? Well, what is the energy? More the energy, okay? The energy that Aries needs to be mindful of for April 2021 money and career. What is the energy that Aries needs to be mindful of for April 2021 money and career? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. All right, fantastic. You see that? Put right there. And then, of course, the Chakra Energy. What is the Chakra Energy for Aries, April 2021, money and career? April 2021, money and career. Aries, April 2021, money and career. Aries, April 2021, money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Aries. Ooh, fantastic, these two. Right here. Oh, you can't see those. I'll move them over. Wonderful. Okay. So we're going to start off with the tarot, which I have to say, just look how pretty that back is. I think that's stunning. All right, so we have the Knight of Swords. This is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, coming in. We then have Strength, which is Leo Energy. Time frame is July 23rd to August 22nd. We have the Sun. That's brilliant. The Magician. Ooh. And the Ace of Swords. Oh my gosh. Okay. The energy we have to be mindful of is Justice. Okay. Playing into the air sign energy that we have here. This is Libra energy, time frame September 23rd to October 22nd. This is somebody who's going to be very manipulative and controlling when it comes to doing things by the book, meaning that they're going to use the rules against you during this time. So just be very, very, very aware of this during this time of success and prosperity, because success and prosperity is most definitely coming. And then the chakra energy we have is the root chakra and the throat chakra. So we have balance coming in, which is the root chakra, and then we have listening coming in, which is the throat chakra. And this is where we're going to need to pay the most attention during this time, because the root chakra is saying, all right, what's rooting me? What's grounding me? What do I need? Where am I out of balance? Because we will be out of balance, and there's so many blessings coming in that's going to be something that we really need to look at. Like, where am I out of balance? Why am I out of balance here? Why is this overwhelming me? And then with listening, with the throat chakra, it's like, okay, what do I need to listen to in order to get me ahead, in order for me to succeed, but also in order for me. Okay, so I heard this very beautiful thing just recently. And it said to really listen, because divinity is between the words. And that's what's being said here. It's like the divinity is between the words. And we might say, well, why do we need divinity? This is money and career. Personally, I find that if my life does not have a spiritual center to it, it does not have meaning. And that's the same with money and career, which we always think is so terribly separate. It's like, no, this is how I'm making money, and it doesn't matter who I step on, and I can be as fierce as I need to be. And yes, that's true. That's one way of being. But if we take the beauty out of the individual, if we take the creative aspect, and it doesn't matter if you're a physicist, if you're a heart surgeon, it doesn't matter if you are an actor, a painter, a writer, if you take, or a waitress and, a lumberjack, it does not matter. If you take the creative aspect out of what is being done, it takes the soul out of it, and it makes it feel less than. And so here, when we listen to what is balancing us, it's also using the tools at our disposal. So it can be using yoga. Okay, well, I'm wobbly today. Why am I out of balance? What am I out of balance for? It can also be doing something else like physical, like rock climbing or something like that. Okay, why am I freezing up? Why is fear coming? Why can't I scale things as well as I once could? But it can also be doing quiet things like meditation. Is it harder to meditate? Are we getting angrier at the people we need to take care of or that need us during this time? Listening is going to be so important. And it's the in-between words. It's the place where God is, divinity, however you say it, however you see it. And that's going to be so important for the wealth and prosperity of the self during this time, to really move us to where we want to be, not where other people want us, or not where it is expected that we be. Justice. This is going to be the energy that is used against us. This is going to be the energy that we have to be mindful of. Now, it can simply boil down, and for some people it will, to being very mindful of Libra energy. But it's also saying here, be very mindful of justice. Be very mindful of trying to be so just that you're just to everybody but yourself. Be mindful of the people who use the rules against you, okay, who want to micromanage, control, manipulate, and will do it in such a way where you really don't feel like you have a leg to stand on. But if you step back, balanced yourself, okay, from the chaos, from the anger, and balanced yourself and listened to what is divinely being guided to you, to what your soul is saying for yourself, then you will find the justice. Where there isn't justice, you start to see it, and you start to say, oh wait, I'm not making a big deal out of this. Oh wait, I'm not making something out of nothing. This needs to be balanced. This needs to be seen. This needs to be heard. And that's going to be so important because we're crowned here. And what is a driving point for us during this time is the King of Swords. And the King of Swords, and I'm just going to put one more card because that's what divinity is saying, and we'll do it right down here. And this is the Four of Pentacles. Okay, that makes sense. The King of Swords the Knight of Swords, I do apologize. The Knight of Swords is this energy of I have to move forward. It's a knight's energy. It's a hero's energy. I'm going to slay the dragons. I'm going to overtake the adversities, and I'm going to move myself forward. Period. End of discussion. This can get us into a little bit of hot water during this time because there is a question here like, how far do I go? How hard do I push? How much do I take on? We can easily at this time, and especially by being an Aries. And Aries is, of course, a warrior, is, of course, represented by the god of war in Greek mythology, which is significant because it's kind of like, I will conquer this. I have this daring spirit that somebody who is under a more cautious sign won't have. So this is like flaming the fire, quite literally. The air is flaming the fire. It's moving it forward. Even if you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm just burnt out embers, all of a sudden those embers, have you ever like lit a fire and then had a windstorm kind of come up and those embers really start to spark, really start to jump, and it's like, oh my goodness. So here, there is this sense of I'm moving towards something greater than I expected, something more than I had acknowledged before, and it's opening up the door to me in a really real way. And it's also here a sense of I'm conquering what once held me back. Now, it can be pushing ourselves to do something brave every single day to kind of push that envelope, push those boundaries and those barriers. But it's also a sense here of I have this confidence. And even if I'm shaky on this confidence, I am definitely moving myself forward because there is strength to me. Now, it can be that we connect with Leo energy, yes, but there is strength here during this time. Strength to what we desire, strength to what we want, strength to what we're looking for, strength to us. And this strength isn't going to be the normal kind of, brute force bodybuilder strength. This is going to be something more subtle. This is going to be something more caring, more nurturing, more focused on what we want. So during this time, we are most definitely warriors. And when it comes to prosperity, when it comes to wealth, when it comes to abundance, we are embracing that warrior spirit to push us forward, to claim what is desired. And when we look at our strength, during this time, it's also playing to our strengths. It's saying, okay, you know what, this is what I'm good at, this is what I'm not good at. This is what I desire, this is what I don't desire. This is where I need to be, and this is where I don't need to be. And I can't do everything. And I shouldn't make myself do it all. I need to delegate. I need to step back and say, if I can't delegate, you know what, I can do this now, and then do this, and then do this, and make it so that I am so efficient, so steady that all of a sudden I start to get things done. All of a sudden things start to move forward. All of a sudden it's like things start to fall into place, and you're going to shock people during this time. You just are. It leads us to the sun. The sun shines bright. The sun is the happiest card in the whole entire deck. So when we have the Knight of Swords coming in, when we have this energy of determination, of focus, of understanding, of brilliance coming forward, when we have ourselves slaying the dragons that have held us back, but also understanding that those dragons are there for a reason. When we push ourselves, when we face fear, all right, either we crumble, and we can crumble for a bit, or we can crumble for quite some time. But if we rebuild, that's when the strength comes in. That's when we start to see ourselves as victors instead of victims. That's when we start to see the world changing for us. And again, it doesn't matter where we are on the scale of careers. Like if you say your career and people go ooh and ah, or if people go, oh, that's cool, and it just kind of moves on. What we're going to see here is we're going to see brilliance around that. We're going to see brilliance around our finances, because there's a way that we're moving forward. And we're also going to see strength through our finances. This is a way that we're gaining momentum. This is a way that we're kind of breaking down barriers. There is a power in the money that is coming in. And it doesn't matter how much money is coming in. It is going to be a force of determination. It is going to be a force of like, wow, I didn't believe that I could do this. I didn't believe that I could get there, but I can. And the sun starts to shine. If there is something that you are interested in, if there is something that you always thought, oh, well, I wish I could do this, but I can't, and I shouldn't be so silly, now's the time to go for it, because there's a determination to you that is astounding. If you are thinking of starting a new project at work, this is the time to get started. Why? Because you are one of the most determined knights, most determined warriors within the deck. And within the tarot. And this is a time where you start to utilize your gifts. It is not a time where we look at ourselves and say, oh, I'm just being silly. I don't have anything to offer, to bring to the table. No, definitely do. This is a time where people start to see us differently if we claim it. Now, we don't have to claim it. We can just walk away. We can say, I'm not ready for this. I don't want to be there. Focusing on my strength and letting the sun shine in my life, that's enough for me. Knowing that I have battles to fight, knowing that this is going to take my attention, we can just focus on this part of the reading. That could be it. And that can be enough. But the magician is saying here that if we stand before the altar of our existence, if we say, this is what I want, this is what I desire, this is what I'm going for, all of a sudden things start to change because we've changed ourselves. Instead of hiding away, instead of saying, oh no, I can't, all of a sudden it becomes, hell yes. Like, I absolutely can. And I'm going to be empowered because of it. I'm going to move forward for something more. And it leads us then to seeing our gifts mentally, physically, spiritually, okay, passionately. That fire starts to burn even brighter. And it leads us then to the Ace of Swords. Now, the Ace of Swords is taken by the Knight of Swords. It's like, this is a gift that I am more than willing to take, that I am moving forward in. It is a gift of clarity, of insight. Remember, always the aces are a gift from divinity, God, source, spirit, however you say it, however you see it. They're gifts that come forward. It's a gift of clarity. It's a gift of greater understanding. It's a gift of knowing how strong we need to be, knowing how to let the sun shine, even though people take us by eyes, even though when the sun comes in, others say, well, what gives you the right? What gives you the right to be happy? What gives you the right to have strength? What gives you the right to have power? This has to be mine. And so I'm going to take it from you. So it's like, okay, I have to defend myself. I have to know my limitations. I have to know what I desire. I have to connect fully and honestly with my throat chakra, with my words and my expressions, because that's what the swords move around. It moves around the air. It moves around how we fill our lungs, how we fuel our body. The Ace of Swords is cutting away a lot of the fears that have held us back. So it might be like, I can't do that because XYZ, because I failed in the past, because I tried to write that book, but I couldn't ever get it right, because I tried to paint that picture, but I'm not an artist. I have no formal training. Why would I even try? This is the time where we say, why not? I tried that idea at work. I thought I could reduce, costs this way or increase productivity this way, but it didn't quite work. This is the time to go back and to say, I can do it. This is the time if you run a shop, and I'm just seeing this, and this is very specific for those of you who work in shops. Like, this is a time where start kind of reorganizing things just a little bit. You have to stay within the parameters, of course, but start kind of sprucing it up. Bring in different elements of air, elements that promote flow and visualization, like connecting colors in different ways, connecting people to the item, okay? This is going to open up a brilliance for you. Now, this could also be in the home, just letting in flow, decluttering, looking at things and saying, all right, how do I let the air in? How do I let the expression shine forward? Because with the Four of Pentacles for me is always that energy that tries to steal from us. It's that vampiric energy, and that's what we have to be mindful of at work. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter where you are. There are going to be people who say, that's my idea. That's what I did. That's not what you did. And you're going to feel ganged up on. It's like, well, how the heck do I prove this? Especially if you've volunteered your time, if you've, worked overtime and said, okay, listen, we're going to get this done. And you're going to find that somebody comes in, uses the person who is the boss and says, well, look what I did. That person, they just sat on their tush. They didn't do anything. I carried them. And what's going to happen here is there's such brilliance to you that you're going to think, oh no, they'll see it. They'll see it. Don't bank on it. Seriously, don't bank on it. Make sure that you kind of, in some way, shape or form, have receipts. This is going to be such a time for receipts. It's writing down ideas. It's sending things out to be copyrighted. It's, it's initialing next to certain things and dating it and just being like, oh, I need that for my records. But you're really showing that this was your idea. It can be even working with other people, calling other people, just to make sure that you leave a bit of a trail of what you're creating, what you're building during this time. Because the Four of Pentacles is going to be like, I want to take that gift from you. I want to suck away all the prosperity that you have. And you're going to get very discouraged. It's going to be very, very aggravating. Don't let them win. Don't. Okay, let's look at the spirit message. What is the spirit message for Aries, April 1st to the 15th, 2021, Aries, money and career. Aries, April 1st to the 15th, 2021, money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic, these two. Right here at the heart. We have here beauty. And we have here compassion. Oh my gosh. So, of course, one of my favorite Disney movies is Beauty and the Beast. So it has beautiful compassion. And that's just what came up when I turned over beautiful. Beauty came up. And I just instantaneously saw this. Now, there is a sense in beauty and compassion that is going to be what guides us. It's like stepping back from the ego, because you're going to encounter somebody who has enough ego for like 15 million different people. And we have to let the magic, the strength, the beauty shine through, and to be a warrior. Now, it's going to be a warrior in a very different way. The way beauty was the warrior within Beauty and the Beast was through compassion, was through love, was through understanding, was through reason and being present. So there is a need for beautiful compassion here as you move forward. But again, that beautiful compassion, when hitting somebody who is going to want to take over the situation, who's going to want to claim all your what you have done, claim credit for everything that you have put your blood, sweat, and tears into, that can be a negating principle during this time. That can absolutely mess things up, make us feel overwhelmed, make us feel like, oh my gosh, but I'm trying to be compassionate, I'm trying to be understanding, and people are taking advantage of me. Why? It's like, enough. Enough with the beautiful compassion when it comes time for the gloves to be off and for you to take credit in what you're doing. Because if you look at things and say, this is my work, this is what I desire, this is what I need, I'm very serious about it, I'm not playing around, then there's an elevation. There's an absolute elevation. And it becomes a time where you feel like you're almost untouchable. And it's not that you're untouchable. It's that there is severe beauty to what you are bringing forward. And you're changing things. And it doesn't matter how serious the situation is. There is a spark of you that's going into it. So it needs to be created. It needs to be cultivated. It needs to kind of be woven in there. But because it's coming from your heart, because it's giving it this golden light, all right? And golden kind of meshed with green, it's like that beautiful time, that beautiful light when the sun hits the leaves in summer. That's just what I'm seeing here. And it's being woven in to what you are creating, to what you are bringing forward. Do not let somebody sever it, because they are going to want to sever it. And they're going to say, I created that. But they're not going to be able to replicate it. And it's going to take quite some time for them to unravel it and for people to start to see, oh, you're not what you said, if they see it at all. But they could be so, by that time it could be so far gone that they've moved on to something else. So do be mindful of this. Your spirit animal message for this time: Aries, April 1st to the 15th, 2021, Aries. Aries. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Ooh, right here. This one just flopped right forward. And it, oh my gosh, so in theme with what divinity has been saying. Bring a gentle touch. And it fell right over strength. So the greatest strength here is for you to bring a gentle touch. It's not to be walked over. And that's what we have such a hard time with in our world. To be compassionate, to be loving, to be understanding, but not a doormat. And that's going to be the challenge. If you can do this, all right? It all opens to you. It opens to you in such an exquisite way that you won't even, you'll like be like, pinch me, like, oh my gosh, like, can I actually do this? Can I actually walk forward this way? And then there's going to be the energy that comes in, the vampiric energy that wants to steal away the joy. It's like, well, how long is this going to last? And oh my gosh, am I just being silly? No, go with it, run with it, be that Knight of Swords, be that, kind of Prince Charming that awakens the part within us that is sleeping, that slays the dragon, that, cuts through the poison in this world and says, this is mine and it gets to be mine. Okay, let's look at, I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited. Let's look at our subconscious spirit animal message, the bat spirit. A rebirth is assured. You're definitely being reborn. It's not going to be the same after this. It just isn't. There's something in you there's like a light that comes on. There's something in you that brings this shift. And it's like, okay, I see it. I see it. And if we take hold of it, if we don't take hold of it, you know, it'll come back. But if we take hold of it during this time, it sets a stage for the time to come, for spring. Yeah, for the rest of spring. Yeah, for the rest of spring. That is, and going into summer, that is just exquisite. And of course, if you're in the southern hemisphere, fall and winter. So let's look here at your spirit message is radiant. Be radiant with this power. Don't let anybody, because they're going to try to, they're really going to try and just dump all this mud on you so that you can't shine. Don't let them. Don't let them at all. The subconscious chakra message is inner child. The inner child can be our greatest ally and our greatest hindrance. The heart chakra, our emotions, the kindness, the compassion. But the inner child is going to question. It's like, can I be this successful? Can I move forward this way? Do I know what I want? The answer is absolutely. Absolutely. Connect with your inner child. Connect with those questions and say, okay, why is this what holds me back? Why is this what is keeping me from succeeding? Our subconscious person message is the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is having to be a little bit cold at times, very calculating, very knowing, very much perceiving things in a very certain way and saying, this is it, this is how it has to go. End of discussion. I'm not going to be a pushover. The Queen of Swords is the warrior queen. We have to be warriors during this time, which is so much easier for you, Aries, than it is for any other sign. Be that warrior that you were born to be. The subconscious tarot message is the Six of Pentacles. That's connecting us with the inner child. Do not let the past be a hindrance for the way that we move forward. Do not let negativity that was spoken over us say, okay, well, I just can't do this because it's too hard, because it's too overwhelming, because, you know, my father, my mother, my caregiver, my teacher said I just wasn't good at this. It's like, you don't get to ruin my life anymore. You took enough from me. And Aries, you guys are so fierce. I see it with my nephew. He had his birthday yesterday. And he just turned 2. You guys are so fierce that it's like nothing will stop you if you have your mind set to it. Embrace that. Embrace that, because I, for one, am astoundingly envious of the strength that you all hold. It is just amazing. So, okay. I'm so excited for you. All right, let us clear the energy space. Oh, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. So let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, of focusing on the mind, of focusing on listening to the places in between, the places where divinity, where God lives, and letting that grow within us. Because seriously, as much as people are going to want to stop us, and it's around money that this time is really, really focused. It's an elevation in career, most definitely, but the light that's shining here, it's either fortune rains down, or we have people start coming in and saying, no, you can't be successful. You can't have this money come in. And that's going to be the biggest battle. Don't let them steal your wealth. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and harmony, Aries.